Narrator. On April 9, 2025, U.S. President Donald Trump announced a dramatic shift in his trade policy, a 90-day pause on steep reciprocal tariffs for most countries except China, which saw its tariffs soar to 125%. This pause dropped tariffs to a universal 10% for over 75 nations that didn't retaliate against the U.S. But who stands to gain the most from this unexpected reprieve? Let's dive into the details and find out. Welcome to FlexTube, where we break it all down. Just hours after new tariffs hit nearly 60 countries on April 9th, Trump reversed course, pausing the higher rates for 90 days. The baseline 10% tariff remains, but the harsher reciprocal tariffs, some as high as 50%, are on hold for nations that didn't strike back. China, however, wasn't so lucky. After retaliating with an 84% tariff on U.S. goods, Trump jacked up their rate to 125%. This pause sparked a massive stock market rally, with the S&P 500 jumping 7% in a day. So, which country benefits most from dodging the tariff bullet? To answer that, we need to look at trade relationships, economic reliance, and negotiation potential. Several factors determine who wins here. First, trade volume. Countries exporting heavily to the U.S. get a bigger break from lower tariffs. Second, export dependency. Nations relying on U.S. markets for growth benefit more from stability. Third, negotiation leverage. Countries that can strike a deal with Trump during this 90-day window could secure long-term gains. Finally, economic context. Those facing high tariffs before the pause get a bigger sigh of relief. Let's narrow it down by looking at some top contenders. The European Union was set to face a 20% tariff as a worst offender on Trump's list. The pause drops this to 10%, a significant win for a bloc exporting over $500 billion in goods to the U.S. annually, like cars from Germany and pharmaceuticals from France. The EU didn't retaliate yet, keeping it eligible for the pause, and its leaders are already signaling a willingness to negotiate. With strong economic ties and a united front, the EU could turn this breather into a lasting deal. But it's a group, not a single country. Does that dilute its edge? Vietnam's a rising star in U.S. trade, exporting $120 billion yearly. Think textiles and electronics. It faced a whopping 46% tariff before the pause, now down to 10%. That's a huge relief for a country whose economy grew 7% last year, heavily tied to U.S. demand. Vietnamese officials met with U.S. counterparts on April 9th, hinting at fast-tracked talks. If Vietnam secures a bilateral deal, it could lock in low tariffs and boost its manufacturing boom. Small but mighty, could it be the dark horse? Japan exports $140 billion to the U.S., from cars to tech. It was hit with steel and aluminum tariffs earlier, but the reciprocal tariff hike was paused at 10%. After PM Shigeru Ishiba's call with Trump, Japan's Nikkei index surged 8% on April 10th, showing market confidence. Japan's pushing to ease existing levies, and its alliance with the U.S. gives it negotiation clout. A stable, high-value trader, could Japan turn this pause into a strategic victory? South Korea sends $100 billion in goods to the U.S., like semiconductors and autos. It dodged a big reciprocal hit, staying at 10%, and its Kospi index rebounded after the pause. As a key ally with a free trade deal already in place, South Korea is well positioned to negotiate further exemptions. Its tech-heavy exports are critical to U.S. supply chains, giving it leverage. Could this ally cash in big? So, who's the winner? The EU has the scale, but its benefits are spread across 27 nations. Japan and South Korea have stability and alliances, but their gains are less dramatic. Vietnam stands out. Its high pre-pause tariff, 46%, and rapid growth make the 10% rate a game changer. If it nails a deal in 90 days, Vietnam could cement its rise as a U.S. trade powerhouse. Our pick? Vietnam, for now. But Trump's unpredictable style means this could shift fast. Trump's tariff pause reshapes global trade, and Vietnam might just be the biggest winner, unless negotiations change the game. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and smash that subscribe button for more FlexTube breakdowns on this wild trade saga. Until next time, keep watching the markets and the White House.